angels. Welcome back to New World Angel. Let's get into it. So I think I've decided I'm gonna kick off my astrological sign readings for the new year. So be on the lookout for 2026 astrological sign readings coming soon. And you'll probably want to check out the rest of your birth chart, because you'll also want to check into outside of your sun sign, your rising and your moon sign too when it comes to those readings. So I will post a link to where you can go to get your birth chart read for free. As of right now, I'm not doing any sort of birth chart readings. That might be something I add in the future, but for now, if you go to newworldangel.com under the education tab, you'll see a link for birth chart. So that is to come. And I just decided that like 2 minutes ago. Oh, this one wanted to come out. Mountainous regions. Somebody in a mountainous region right now? Heading towards a mountainous region? Wanting to explore a mountainous region? Mountainous regions. I don't know why skiing and snowboarding came up, but probably because you can ski and snowboard in a mountainous region. So, and we are getting into winter in the northern hemisphere, so could be significant. What else is going on for my beautiful collective? Let's make this a very clear storyline. Rocky terrain. Things are getting sticky. I hope you're not in any sort of like trouble in a mountainous region. That wouldn't be good. International travel. Sorry, I have somebody outside my door talking on the phone or something. I hope you can't hear that. It's pretty loud. I don't know if I'm going to take all these, but fine print. You can trust this person. Fearful, possibly fearful of trusting this person, or just on the fence. Are you fearful of traveling internationally? Mars. Mars it rules the sign of Aries. Aries is a sign of natural leadership, natural born leadership, Fool energy, where it's like you are more prone to taking action first and then contemplating like consequences maybe after the fact. Anger can be a part of this. Definitely like forward movement though. Possibly I'm getting like almost like a hiking vibe with this mountainous regions and Mars, like heading somewhere. Could be a man that I'm talking to. You know, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Which I don't believe, but I mean, I get it. What else? Here, Spirit. Let's round out the storyline. I'm glad you can trust this person. It's in the middle of the reading. So I like that. Definitely a little bit of trepidation. Fine print. Something having to do with a contract. Eighth house of death, transformation. Eighth house is Scorpio, is its ruler. Scorpio is the sign of, well, death and transformation, sex, resurrection, unavoidable change, Pluto energy. Underworld, mysteries of life. Financial burdens, international travel, fearful, financial burdens. We have binding spell, solar plexus blocks, binding spell. Creative blocks. Currently trying to transform the creative blocks. Just a couple more. What else? What else? What else? What else? Currently trying to transform the financial burdens by somehow binding themselves to a situation. And by doing so, it's giving them creative blocks. People want to hear what you have to say. That is ending us. But let's just see if anything else needs to come out. Current or future energy for these last cards. Current or future? Triumph. And what else? Current or future energy for the collective in this storyline. Triumph with a dream lover. Dream lover, come rescue me. Are you hoping a dream lover comes to rescue you? It is Mariah Carey. Wow, Mariah Carey season. Mariah Carey, are you in my energy right now? Okay, let's get a move on it. So, as a refresher here, folks, we have mountainous regions. Maybe that's where you reside. Maybe that's where you're heading. Maybe that's where you did recently head to. Things are getting sticky. international travel. Fine print, there's a need to read it. You can trust this person. You're fearful of it though. Mars energy, action, forward movement, maybe a little bit of anger or aggression, just strong energy, like fire energy. 8th house of death and transformation, sex, Scorpio, Pluto, unavoidable change, resurrection, financial burdens, binding spell, solar plexus blocks. People want to hear what you have to say. Triumph with a dream lover. Dream lover, come rescue me. Why am I pulling from this still? I do not know. Maybe let's see if just one other one wants to pop out. Started shuffling it. Anything else want to come out? Current or future energy? Current or future, current or future, current or future. I don't know why I got Einhorn and Finkel from Ace Ventura. Finkel is Einhorn, Einhorn is Finkel. It's so random. Maybe that's the death and transformation, you know, because Einhorn and Finkel, it was all one person, but Finkel changed into Einhorn, so definitely transformation energy. Anything else? Future, current, Einhorn, Finkel, Einhorn, Finkel. Ascended Master, Lightworker, Healer. Awesome. Okie doke. Where do I want to go with this reading? I want to do the Philosopher's deck. This is just a thoughtful quote. You're supposed to journal off of these. Write down your thoughts. Write down what it means to you. Good opportunity to come back to it in the future. Once you feel like once you feel like you've triumphed over this situation, it'd be good to see sort of if your thoughts have changed, mindset has changed. So let's just see what sort of prompt we get here. It's a good prompt for the collective in this reading. Good prompt that'll get them thinking in the right direction. Possibly something that'll help you get over the fear of this person. The fear that you can't trust this person even though you can. It's a good prompt for the collective here. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. I was sort of thinking about this earlier and how critical thinking in our collective and just in the world in general, I feel like is sort of a lost art. It's the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. So moving through the fear, even though everything maybe in your body is telling you that you can't trust somebody, in reality, you can. So the idea being that, yeah, you can entertain that thought, but in terms of actually grasping onto it and holding on to it, you don't have to do that. Like, you can just let it go. There's something there with that. It's the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. And you don't have to be educated. Meaning like studious, like higher education, going to school, because there's a lot of people that have gone to college and university where they don't have the ability to critically think at all. So don't take educated mind as in like, well, I only graduated high school or didn't even graduate high school, and like, so therefore it's not talking to me. Nah, that's not the case. It's the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought, entertain it without accepting it. So you can think something and not believe it. You like it. Okay, so that's your prompt. And it's by Aristotle too. We're getting deep today. All right. Let's get into, because it's right in the middle of the reading, I want to do fine print. You can trust this person. Fearful. What is the collective fearful about? Or what were they fearful about when it comes to this person? Give us energy behind this fine print. You can trust this person, and fearful. We want energy behind the fearfulness. Like what was the collective attaching themselves to that wasn't true about this person? And this should be a good indicator for who I'm talking about, because I think we're going to get into an extended on this one. So pay attention to this one. It's going to be important. What was the collective fearful about when it came to this person and the fine print, possibly smaller things you didn't see, or maybe you did see and you did grasp onto, but the whole idea was that it was only a thought and you were supposed to let it go, but maybe you grabbed onto it and possibly incorporated it into your philosophy, and that wasn't the right thing to do. That's just the initial vibe I'm getting. So let's see. Boundaries. So what made you sort of fearful, what were the boundaries that were put up? Possibly you took this as them being disrespectful. Enough is enough. You started defending yourself. Smell the roses. slow down, take some time to get out in nature. I'm getting the boundaries that were set were all in an attempt for this person or for you to slow down. What else? Nurturing, mentorship, wisdom, giving back. Maybe they felt, or you collective, you felt as though like fearful of how they show their love, admiration, respect for you, the nurturing, the mentorship, wisdom, giving back. Maybe you were initially fearful of it, or you believed that there was possibly another motive tied to this. Why do I get other motive? Maybe you come from a background where people always have motives, or you work in an industry where motivations of others are high, and so therefore like you're trusting in them, that their intentions are good. You were fearful of that. I can see that. Suffering in silence, unspoken desires, real feelings, broken dreams. I get this is like fearful of what things could look like in the future if you continue not trusting this person. Suffering in silence, unspoken desires, real feelings, broken dreams. An epiphany, self-reflection, answered questions, untapped talents. Even fearful of the epiphany you may have had about this person after some self-reflection and some of your questions getting answered just by like removing yourself. I kind of get there's an epiphany that either you or this other person has had. Possibly both. Okay. Well, that's the vibe on the you can trust this person and fearful. Boundaries, smell the roses. Nurturing, suffering in silence, and epiphany. All right. Spirit. Is there something the collective needs to be aware of currently? Like what's hidden that I don't know if I want to go into what's hidden. I guess give us a very brief high-level overview of what's happened in the past within 5 cards, past energy, so that the collective gets a very clear understanding of whether or not this is their storyline, and then we'll get into the extended. So 5 cards for past energy in this reading, so the collective knows if this is their reading or not. Oh, there was a card in here that doesn't belong in here. when it comes to the collective and the person that they're dealing with, give us 5 cards that are going to be a very clear identifier for them as to whether or not this is their storyline. Give us a very clear understanding. Is there another one? Yes, there is another one that doesn't belong in here. Clear storyline. Clear storyline. Energies for the past between this person and the collective. Six of Cups, definitely nostalgic energy, memories there. You may have known this person from childhood or just have a lot of memories of them, sweet memories. Six of Cups is like a selfless giving because you want to give to this person. Okay. Six of Cups. Knave of Pentacles, which is also Page of Pentacles. I feel like this is real world, putting in the time and energy to get to know somebody. Get to know somebody or work with somebody in a new, possibly a new business venture, but in a new capacity. Certainly upheaval, possibly within a family about this, or amongst your community or the group of people that you currently work with in your field. But lots of, like, a lot of conflicting ideas is what I get. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, conflicting ideas about how to move this project forward with a King of Pentacles, with a business owner. King of Pentacles is very practical. Somebody who only has time for the facts. It's like they don't want to hear, like, I don't want the story behind where we got to, just tell me where we are type. It's like, get to the point. Once he makes a decision, he's firm in that decision. Will put, all the resources towards it so long as he believes in it, believes it's a good investment. Is just very stable and practical in his approach. It's earth energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Definitely staying power. Like this person, it's like once they say they're going to do something, they will do it. Well, let's just clarify real quickly so that we can get into the actual reading. Why is the Six of Cups here for past energy? Like an innocence, a sweetness. It felt sweet and innocent in the beginning. Playful, fun. Where's the Six of Cups here? Could have met this person internationally too. Six of Cups for past energy. Well, it was all fun and games and sweet until they started talking shit. Just doing the absolute most. Yeah. Led to fucking heartache. It was like what was so innocent for you in the beginning was actually your downfall. Maybe that's what the mountainous region was. It was like you were up on a mountain, like you were flying high. And then all of a sudden things are getting sticky and it was like, oh, that's because I have blood rushing out from my back because of all the fucking daggers you stuck in there when I wasn't looking. And then 3 more swords on top of that. So an innocent relationship, something that was just supposed to be simple and fun and lighthearted and sweet, turned into a sticky situation filled with a lot of heartache, lies, 13 swords is a lot. 13 reduces down to a 4. 4 is all about stability, foundations, something to build from. So I don't get a feeling that, like, you felt like you could trust this person because of the history there. But in reality, it was the downfall. It totally threw you off guard, threw you off your foundation. What is this Knave of Pentacles all about? Somebody have a business idea or something? Knave of Pentacles. Somebody come to the table with an idea, business venture. Like, hey, I know where we can invest our money, or like what would be a good payoff for us. Trying something new. Okay, so what's this Knave of Pentacles about? Death? Is this the transformation of the finances, financial burdens? We already have 8th house of death and transformation and other people's money, the mysteries of life, the underworld, unavoidable change, resurrection. So yeah, after the situation of the past, somebody, whether it was you or this other person or whatever, had the brilliant idea of, well, let's invest over here. Like, I have a good business venture. It's sort of just like an idea that I'm thinking about or have been playing with. Like, what do you think about it? Like, this will be, obviously nobody invests in something that they feel like is going to be a burden to them in the future. But it became a burden to you. And what was the death and transformation of? What is this Knave of Pentacles death situation? Give us one more card to clarify. Eight of Swords. This is the fearfulness. Whatever venture you invested in, it transformed you, and it is currently transforming you, or did transform the fear you had around this person. Or at least it kept you in your head about it. Didn't, even more swords on top of swords. So I mean, Knave of Pentacles can also represent a child. So possibly even this beginning of having a kid has transformed you and your finances, financial burdens, and it's kind of leaving you stuck. Like, fearful as to whether or not you can trust yourself, you can trust the other person, trust who you're in business with, trust the people around you. I mean, that's just a lot of fear and mental anguish and rumination that is just cyclical. Maybe even getting you all stirred up and angry, like having you act out of sorts too. Resorting to bad habits, resorting to sex, or just doing things you wouldn't typically do. I could see that. All right, so what's this Five of Wands about? I'm assuming this is the financial burdens. And binding spell, right? Like, family has a way of, depending on how close you are with your family unit or your community that you trust, right? The people that you consistently collaborate with, it can keep you bound to a situation. Just because it's like you trust what they have to say and you respect what they have to say, and possibly they could be helping support you too through the financial burdens, and so you feel as though there is an obligation to adhere to what they're asking you to do, which could be like, no, you just stay put. You know, like, even though you've gone through something in the past, like, we think it's in your best interest that you stay here. And that can get somebody all up in their head too. It's the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. So possibly whatever they were doing or saying, you were just adhering to without a second thought. So do you consider yourself an educated person or not? I'm not going to answer that. That's for you. So give us energy on the Five of Wands. What is this in the past? Fights. Or just disagreements. Conflicting messages about how you should feel and think about. Yeah, I feel like your family or your group also made you fearful about this person. Or just things that you were hearing by way of like a telephone game or just hearsay made you fearful about like the whole thing. Or they were just fighting you on this. What about this? Fighting. Get you off balance. King of Cups. Yeah. Yeah, all the hubbub around the situation. Apparently, people had a lot to say, whether it was their place or not. Apparently, they feel like they have a right to say something to you about it. Maybe you guys are just a very close-knit family or close-knit group of people and possibly just rely too heavily on their opinions. But yeah, I mean, the fighting is what held you back from following your intuition, from any sort of movement whatsoever. This is the suffering in silence, unspoken desires, real feelings, broken dreams. Like you were trying to navigate, the choppy waters of what was being said and done, but ultimately it sort of held you back from your dreams. All right, collective, since I am 40 minutes in, come catch me at the extended. I feel like this is enough information to let you know as to whether or not this is your reading. So if you resonate with it, come and meet me over at New World Angel and get yourself like a one-time reading, and we'll go into the extended. I typically go into these cards and advice and future outlook for like an additional like 30-40 minutes or so. So yeah, go ahead and meet me over there, and I will see you guys soon. Okay.